The sunrise brings promise of a warm autumn day in Ontario's far north. But in Webequie, a small remote First Nations community, most days have been overcast. Sometimes the clouds lower, days seem darker, and a deep sorrow shadows the community. Bill Jacob and Bob Wabasse, both staff members of the local school, are cutting teepee poles for a very special project.
My name is Bill Jacob. I'm from Webequie, Ontario. I started in 1980. Started working as a native language instructor, teaching the kids the language. There's a lot of kids that I know that I lost the first 14 years I worked in the school that committed suicide. Like most of these kids that committed suicide, I know them from kindergarten to grade 8.
When you look at the community, it's about 800 around there, the population. So everybody's affected. No matter how you look at it, we're always affected if there's a suicide in the community because everybody knows everybody. With my own sister that she committed suicide in 1994 it was. So not a day goes by that I don't think about her.
I was a suicide prevention worker for 2 years, I think. Some tell me that they don't have anything to do with it. They just don't know where to go. I lost my daughter in 1997. Like it only took about less than an hour. Somebody came up and told me that I was wanted at the nursing station.
November 16, 2005.
What happened?
Suicide.
A friend?
The families here live in cramped quarters. The sense of isolation is relieved by their connection to the land and community. But it's hard to get a sense of self when you're sharing your bedroom with 4 other kids. It's hard to see a future when the only job in town is with the Northern Store, the school, or the band office. The suicide rate amongst young people in First Nations communities is 5 to 7 times higher than that for non-Aboriginal youth in Canada. For some, suicide becomes a means of escape when there are few alternative choices available. This is the DAREarts creative team en route to Webequie. The DAREarts Foundation for Children is a Canadian charitable organization that empowers children and youth through arts education. Webequie is situated right in the heart of the Anishinaabe-Aski Nation, a wilderness full of lakes, boreal forest, and muskeg.
To be asked to come to Webequie by one of the band people, especially when the community, like so many of the Northern Aboriginal communities, are dealing with suicide amongst their young. You just can't say no to that kind of a request, and you gulp and find your own inner self and inner strength to be able to come and help. Not really knowing what you're going to do exactly and how exactly you're going to help, but you know that you're going to give it your best and do what you can.
Marilyn is accompanied by Cathy Elliott, an Aboriginal multidiscipline artist. Julian Sale is a photographer, and Peter Elliott is a documentary filmmaker.
Do you feel safer having Kath and coffee by your side? Yes, I felt safe with you here.
The invitation from Webequie's elders has prompted this first trip of a 3-year pilot project. At this point, the DAREarts team does not know this community. The kids they are about to meet don't know them. They will have to earn the trust of the students and the people of Webequie. As they touch down on gravel, the real journey begins. It's an hour-and-a-half flight from Thunder Bay as the Raven flies. No year-round roads. This is the only way in and out.
Did you guys have a vehicle picking you up?
We hope.
Yeah, I hope so.
Webequie finally!
This is the first visit to a remote Aboriginal community by a DAREarts team. Ananias Jacob, the school's education director, is waiting at the terminal to take the team into the community. Digital cameras, video camcorders, art supplies, and an electric piano. These are the tools that the DAREarts team will share with the youth of Webequie. People here speak Ojibwe, Ojibwa, and Cree. For thousands of years, the semi-nomadic family groups that lived in this area lived off the land. They called it Ottawa-Jajewin, which means going after game. When the Hudson's Bay Company established a fur trading post, the people set aside their seasonal migrations to settle here. Grave markers stake a claim to this land today. Webequie is recovering from the legacy of the residential school system abuses and its devastating effects. Alcoholism, substance abuse, violence, a high infant mortality rate, suicide, and chronic unemployment. But the people who live here are survivors, despite the pressures put upon them by the environment and the outside world. Today, Webequie is powered by a diesel generator. Sometimes if the fuel shipment doesn't arrive, the entire community powers down to conserve fuel. The northern store, where one can purchase groceries, clothing, fuel, and other dry goods, also houses the motel, the bank, post office, and the bulletin board. There is a nursing station, a radio station, the cafe next to the band hall, and of course, the combined elementary and high school. Simon Jacob Memorial School is the heartbeat of Webequie, the biggest building in the community. The community seems surrounded by the constant hum of planes and helicopters in the air. There's talk of mining exploration in the area.
It really is a huge honor for us to be in your community and learning from you. And it's another honor for us to actually have one of your elders, Ananias, with us. Ananias, could I present you this little gift of tobacco and cedar from the south? Be quenched.
The DARE in DAREarts stands for discipline, action, respect, and excellence.
We work with youth from across Canada. They're wanting to know what it's like to live in Webequie. What you guys are thinking, doing, what your goals are, what your visions are, what you see of life. So here's an opportunity. We come to you, we learn from you, and give you the chance to tell your story.
Well, the dream of DAREarts was to empower children to make wise decisions about what their life is and is going to be. It's intrinsic within us all to be creative.
We could just go around the circle and you can say what your name is.
Clarence.
Can the DAREarts creative team provide the students with the tools they need to make their voices heard?
Samson, Jacob, Cody McKinnock.
Will the youth be active participants?
Meredith.
Karina.
Frida.
Leslie.
Liddy.
What is certain is that the DAREarts team only has 5 school days to spend with the high school students of Webequie.
Don't let the word puppet freak you out. We're going to have this big giant canvas screen that we're going to be able to project things onto, and we're going to invite people from the community to help us out with this stuff. And I'm going to be relying on you to help me help you, to help all of us tell your story.
Your community is absolutely filled with beauty. Most of us don't see that beauty. And I've got some small digital cameras here, and we're going to share those out so that you can create your own photographic story of the community over the week. I'm sure you're going to have fun with the photography as well as the video.
Okay, the camera has power, the audience. And now I'm small, and then this is low angle, and now I'm powerful. I'm a big giant. She's extreme long shot, medium shot, close up. Don't shoot up the nose. Okay, so it's best to shoot like this. Now, you notice how, okay, I'm shooting Cathy right now. Now, you notice how I have Cathy a little bit on the left of frame? Okay, now she's looking that way, which way Cathy's looking, then I put more space in front of her face. Okay, I'm not gonna touch the camera, it's recording, I'm not gonna touch it. Okay, move out of frame. Okay, you stay there. Okay, good. And now you run out of the way. No one's there. This is a close-up. But you see, you can have a lot of fun with your camera. I mean, you can actually dance with your camera and swing it around and play with it, you know? There's all sorts of things you can do. So that's what I want people to do today, is to be aware that the camera, you can play with it, you can have fun, and tell your stories and not be restricted.
DAREarts has influenced the lives of over 140,000 kids since 1996. Through a range of programs, DAREarts has helped youth recover from the ravages of war, violence, and substance abuse. DAREarts has also influenced young people to complete their high school education and make smart career decisions. Over the lunch break, one of the students, Adrian, takes a shine to the video camera.
Steven Spielberg, look out.
He shoots his first video footage.
It's recording.
Why are you recording?
Because I'm allowed to.
My neighborhood.
Blair Witch Project. Scene number 2. Webequie, east side of town.
The work begins with a smudge ceremony led by Elder Ananias Spence. Bob Wabasse shares a few words from his knowledge of the traditional spiritual ways.
We're spiritual beings. If we don't love yourself, so how much destruction you're gonna have. So if you learn to love yourself, you love people around you. Love can do wonders. You can change the universe. You can change people. You can heal people, you know. Just act of kindness, the power of kindness.
This DAREarts Human Spirit Project meshes with the First Nations 7 teachings: courage, respect, truth, love, humility, wisdom, and honesty. This year, the theme will be trust. The DAREarts team hopes that the tools they share with the youth will help them find their way and dare themselves to become leaders in their community.
When the drumming started, it hit me in the chest like a blow. I have this phrase, a blow to the heart, and that was one of those moments for me. And I knew that the only way that I was going to get their respect was, well, of course, I respected them, but I had to ask them for help.
Cathy hopes that this project will help improve the creative wellness of this and the next 7 generations of Anishinaabe youth. She shares with the students her own Aboriginal path. Her grandfather, as a young teen, ran away from a residential school in Shubenacadie, Nova Scotia, cutting her off from her family and community.
I lost my family. And wherever I go, I look for my family. And right now, you're it, okay? And I'm gonna need your help. What we're gonna do is we're gonna tell your story. whatever story you want to make up. It doesn't have to be, like a legend or whatever. It can be something that comes out of your heart. And we can travel to other worlds. We can do anything we want. But it has to come from you. I need your help. Okay? One of the kids was standing beside me and turned to me and said, "Are you crying?"
The first thing we're gonna
and
do
I said, "Yeah, I am."
bit.
Why? And I said, because I was overwhelmed. I was in a place where I'd never been before.
Main character. 2, an obstacle. If you were a character, who would you be? Okay, squirrel. Anyone else? Sasquatch. We could do a Sasquatch. To me, Sasquatch kind of it makes me think of winter.
Oh, bear.
A bear? Yep. Okay.
Two-headed dog.
A two-headed dog. Two-headed dogs. Are the dogs always after the blind squirrel?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So they're always dogging him. Okay. So what does the red blind squirrel have to do? What's a goal? Red blind squirrel is a boy, and he needs a name. Ajidamo.
Yep.
Ajidamo. Does Ajidamo run into Jenna somehow by accident? The bear is climbing a tree?
So they meet face to face.
Yes.
Yeah. Yannick.
So that,
With the story well on its way, the roles are cast and the youth start working in groups to develop the characters and plot lines.
You're gonna be my two-headed dog?
Yeah, sure.
And I need a Jenna. Who's gonna be my Jenna? Oh yeah. And you're my Jenna, okay? I always go to the shyest person first. Okay, red blind squirrel. I think you're my squirrel.
RBS.
What?
You're my squirrel. How can you trap a really smart dog that's got, two heads?
Everyone's given a task, even the quieter, shyer students.
Oh my gosh! Can you imagine running into a squirrel that's asking for help? And yes, and every once in a while you just want to eat that squirrel, but you're going no, I can't eat that squirrel. Use your part. Because it's asking for my help. The tree. Oh wow, that's brilliant. So you've got the tree pulled back, right? And somehow these dogs get caught on it, and then you let it go, and they go.
All right. So we don't have a lot of time to do it. It's going to be a real challenge to get it all done by Friday night. But Friday night is the big thing. We will invite the community to join you here, and you will put on your presentation.
Now, what is the one thing that you must have to take a picture? Patience. I like that.
Julian reviews photography rules before the cameras are given out for the evening.
It's a Nikon.
I'll take one. Wherever Ajidamo went, the THDs would find him. They ran in a pack and picked on the smallest animals.
The students had been working in separate groups, and this is the first time they hear their story assembled together.
The only reason Ajidamo was still alive was that he could hear them coming and could run away. They all jump on him at once. They're all so intent on eating him before the other one does that their mouths clamp onto each other's neck. The squirrel walks out of the circle. What is this? A big rock moves. It's Bear holding onto a rope. She lets it go. The THDs are on a tree that has been held by the bear. It whips up into the air, and the THDs are sent flying off the island. The bear can see him turn into a speck as they fly miles and miles away. Then there is silence and peace. That's your story. You came up with that. Yeah. So now we have to make it happen. Yikes! Oh, God.
Our first dash of paint onto our canvas.
Yeah.
Webequie artist Ananias Jacob is responsible for the murals that grace the walls throughout the school. He's collaborating with the students on the design of their theatrical backdrop.
Can you come back at 7? Okay, that's 1, 2. Awesome.
There's the squirrel.
I'd like some really creative shots, but also some shots that you feel tell the story of your life and your community and the story that you want to tell.
Some of the youth are members of the Old Man Bear Drummers. They set the pace for another challenging day.
The work you've done is amazing. Just amazing. Not just in the visual arts and the, and the music and all that stuff. And the story writing, because you guys came up with this amazing story that we are going to tell your community, your younger brothers and sisters, the people that come up behind you. You guys are leaders. You're leaders already. And the other thing that I noticed is the cooperation that you had with each other. This has been incredible. You help each other. And it's like you didn't even really have to ask for help. People stepped up. It's just wonderful. And it's expected, but it's just so nice to feel your respect for this project and for each other. What is this sadness? Could it be the time of day? Maybe it's the sound of snow geese flying away. What is this gladness? Could it be it's just that way? Maybe it's the sound of laughter in Webequie.
You could see the kids' response was just pure magic. And then the kids themselves had the words in front of them, learned the words, in fact, memorized the words.
Maybe it's the sound of Pepuin in Webequie. That works. Pepuin,
Bill Jacob and the youth enrich Cathy's musical offering with a gift of their own, Oja Cree. Leroy creates a hip-hop song for the show.
I'm just another Aboriginal trying to entertain.
I got hopes waking up every day.
Staying? Or do you have hope?
Yep.
The circle dance that Carol Spence coordinates will open the Friday performance.
What you're about to witness is history in the making.
The little guy, make him go, and then turn, and then off. That's it. Just like a cartoon. Ah, gazish. What does that mean? What am I yelling here? Yeah, just There we go. There we go. That's perfect. Okay, let's do that again.
Leroy sticks around after school to rehearse his hip-hop song. early risers start to set up the completed backdrop for the big day.
The whole pole didn't even fit. The pole is too long. It's Bill's idea.
And this way? No. This way?
Come down the same way.
Come down the same way? Yeah. So, I don't think we have to cut it. You know what? We don't have to cut it. I like this angle.
The good weather is a great omen for the performance and feast. It's time for families to go out on the land and prepare for the winter. The Thanksgiving hunting season is vital. Up here, a hamburger is the price of a T-bone steak dinner down south. During the rehearsal, a third of the cast has gone hunting. The rest of the students continue to work with hope that the families that remain will come to watch them perform. It's showtime, and the gymnasium fills up with students and their families. The trucks and boats are loaded up for tomorrow's trip to the family camps. Now all the community is gathered. All eyes and hearts are focused on the youth of Webequie.
We did not bring a script. We did not bring our music. What we brought is open ears and hearts to the youth of your community. We are extremely proud of them, and I know you are too.
Antigamo is a blind red squirrel who lives from day to day by himself.
The story of Adjadamo and Jenna is performed in both English and Ojibwe.
It would be so simple to ask for help, but it was hard for him to ask. They ran in a pack and picked on the smallest of animals.
The youth story illustrates the first step of DAREarts initiative to establish trust, to ask for help, to overcome the doubt that shadows everyday battles. It also embraces some of the First Nations' 7 teachings: humility, strength, and love.
Suddenly she is surrounded by the 2-headed dogs. It whips up into the air and the 2-headed dogs are sent flying off the island. Jenna and Adjadamo became good friends. The snow fell and the land was silent at last. If we trust in what we know, we'll be safe and sure and sound. Nikanin magician, Nikanin magician, Nikanin magician. Circle our hearts and homes, just like the roads, just like the roads in Webequie.
It's a year later. Cathy is on Webequie Radio with Marina and Leslie.
Do you want me to say and then you can translate? Yeah. Okay. Are we on air? Bonus. Hi, I'm Cathy Elliott and I'm here with DAREarts. What I want to tell you is that today we had our first day of filming with the kids.
Quiet on the set and action.
We had grade 6, 7, and 8 children with us today, and they were absolutely fantastic. They are good actors, and they also did the camera work.
That's always the big dare, is for us ourselves as the DAREarts team, creative team, coming up to do something that we know is a huge challenge for ourselves. For instance, in this case, this year, creating a film in 1 week.
This second year, the theme is respect. this year's younger students will build on the work of last year's youth. But the DAREarts team will have to start again and establish trust with a new group. Some kids are so shy that they wait in the fringes.
I don't stick around. I can just.
But even the shyest student is persuaded to participate in the movie-making process.
Need a lot of cues all the time.
The school gym becomes Webequie Studios as the students begin to adapt last year's story into a movie script. The kids create storyboards and round out the characters. In the movie version, Ajidamo is a blind girl. Jenna the bear is a lonely woman who has an odd way of walking. The two-headed dogs are the bullies who terrorize them both.
Wolf? Dog? Yeah. Excellent. Go with the dog. What do you want to do?
As Cathy begins to cast the characters, she encounters a challenge. Not all students are ready to be in front of the camera.
Okay, so you're going to do this because you're from my bear group.
But put a camera in Keithan's hands and you have a different story.
Truck.
But there is a small learning curve.
Is that the microphone? That's not.
John Cowling is here this year to help with the still cameras and the video shooting.
Well, the kids really took to the cameras. They really had a sense of respect for the equipment and for what we were teaching them when you gave them the opportunity, when you put the camera in their hands, and they were really eager to get in there and shoot.
How'd you like it today, Archie?
Good.
It's all right?
I think they got a chance to actually see the world in a different way by seeing it through the lens of a camera. They got to see that they could be empowered by telling a story, and it was just a really wonderful experience to see some of those kids. Some of the kids are so shy and introverted that to see them come out, it was heartwarming.
During a rainy day, the crew moves indoors to film a special effects sequence.
That's so loud what this is going to look like.
Down about 4.5 feet.
Yeah. Flying through the air.
The creative synergy the students demonstrate could be a model for any amateur production company. The roles of all the characters are shared by multiple actors.
Everybody that's quiet in the set. Okay, Dinah's shooting now.
Okay, and action.
In all my days on this island, I have never seen such a thing. So much courage. And in all my life, I have never seen such strength.
The film really moved everyone in a very, very powerful way, be it the little kids right up to the oldest of the elders. It was just a phenomenal, pure spiritual moment. And I know that everyone felt that same sense of pride in the young people and pride in the whole community of Webequie. It really is a movement maker itself.
My feelings are stirring, my mind is blurring. The world is spinning, my head is hurting. I don't know if I can take this anymore. I wish that you could take this all away. And so, I pray, Creator, I ask you to be my compass. Show me a way out of this madness. Fill my hollow bones so I can stand strong and walk through the negative that is and will be in my way. Creator, save me from myself.
Webequie, Year 3. For the first time, the project receives government funding. There is high optimism and hope that the students will have more confidence in their ideas and a willingness to face their dreams head-on. DAREarts team members Cathy, John, and Peter are returning to Webequie This will be Juno Music Award nominee Glenn Marais' first trip. There have been a few changes on the ground, signs that mining exploration in the area is indeed on the rise. A security fence, a new terminal building, a new sign. Same old dogs.
Here we are again.
We're on Webequie.
This year, the plan is to work again with the high school youth.
Those are all things that you can cut up and paste.
The plan is to engage the youth in composing their own song,
They have all these different textures.
taking
They all have a
photographs,
meaning to them. They all have a
and creating an online gallery of visual poetry
person standing beside
by
you
using
is yourself.
computer graphics and social media. The theme? Self-confidence.
I know it sounds bizarre, but it's true. You've got two sides of yourself that you're always fighting. We all do. Every single day is a battle.
As they
You
create,
know what?
the students will tackle the harder everyday issues they face in their lives. Substance abuse, bullying, and boredom are compounded by the isolation that these northern kids face.
Part of your expression.
In order to further their education, they'll have to travel to another larger community in the south, leave their families and their land.
Just this. Just you guys.
All of them have hard choices to make.
And your guide is your art.
Glenn splits the youth into groups and helps them search within themselves for lyrics to their song.
So our song is about self. Just write the word self in the middle of the page. So that could be one question to answer. What is the truth that we want to tell? Okay? So just start having a conversation about that. Remember, write down everything you say. Write down anything anybody says, okay? It usually just starts with one word, and don't worry about writing the whole verse or chorus right now. Let's just get some ideas again.
Language.
So see if you guys can do that, if you can come up with a sentence there.
I wasn't sure how the kids would react to writing a song with me, and whenever you go to write a song with a new group of students, you're always nervous.
Looking for a big chorus statement. Stalemate.
Yeah.
We have blank page-itis right now. It gets to the point where you get pressured and you can't think.
A young lady named Mariah returns to class. She seems quiet and reserved at first, but adds a real spark of energy to the group.
There were some common ideas that came up, that sprung up. It seems like you went off in directions, but you didn't.
It's cool how each group was working on the same idea of family, culture, language, all connecting. And that's really cool because we started talking about self and self-identity, and you guys have really nailed it with your words. So I hope you feel good about where you're at, because I know this part can seem really hard and frustrating. But like I said before, writing a song is really tough, especially with a lot of people. So it's good. We're on a good track so far.
Think about all the different surfaces that you can cut out. Think of it as cutting them out and pasting.
Cathy conducts an art class, hoping that this will start the creative process for the visual component.
This is so beautiful. It's so graphic. It looks like it could be a logo.
All the solids and the way that you've done that's what makes this so good for printmaking, because it's got all the different textures and things in it. Tomorrow is going to be the day when they start seeing all the stuff come together. That's when all these pictures, all these drafts that they're doing are they're going to take on a whole new meaning, because they're going to take little bits of Webequie and they're going to put that in there. But they're going to discover that they can create a whole other universe. The one that's inside their head.
After school, some of the youth return to the gym to work with Glenn on the song.
This one first, and So this whole thing, and then this and that.
Yeah, and then we need to try to write a different bridge, just as an option instead of the really dark one. The best part of this whole thing was that Mariah and Adrian and Dylan, they kind of took over the chorus, and they're actually telling me how to sing it, you know. And there's not many times that kids do that. They'll say like, no, you're not singing it right, you know, because I guess they think like I'm the musician guy, don't tell him anything, right? But they said, no, you're singing it a little wrong, and you know, they showed me how they wanted it to go, and that was amazing because, you know, you can talk about how to write a song and for hours or whatever, and then do the whole thing, and you still feel like maybe they didn't quite get it, but that was like, to me, like, yeah, they got it, they know how to write. So that's a huge success. That kind of worked out, eh?
That did.
Maybe that is the chorus.
Blank page-itis is cured with the guidance of Adrian and Mariah as they crack the code of the chorus. The arrival of an early morning aircraft is going to change the plans for the day.
Hi there, Webequie. We're all back. DAREarts is back with another round of creative empowerment for the students of Simon Jacobs Memorial School. I'm going to hand the microphone over to Glenn, who's gonna play something for you. Miigwech.
Can we play a bit of a preview of the song the kids wrote? Because I'm really proud of it.
Yeah.
Of the work they did. Outstanding writing. And it's over 20 students put their words together.
Life is a struggle between new and old, living and changing between the folds. Here where we live on Marais, there's a truth to be told. Don't stop, it's okay to fall. Get up and make it through. Don't be afraid, doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. Just stay strong. Power, here we go. Keep your head high. It's when it's all about. Then we're gonna go into the bridge. 2, 3, 4. Find your heart. Ancestors' voices.
A group of Japanese journalists have flown up from Thunder Bay for the afternoon. This spontaneous community event interrupts the day's schedule.
We had a special gift. There was a powwow. We were all standing there kind of, like powwowing, kind of waiting, And then out of the woods came this parade of Japanese tourists. It was like they came out of the forest. It was really weird. And then, okay, go! And then the show started. It was like, here we go. That was really special because the kids all brought their cameras. The kids came back with spectacular shots, award-winning shots as far as I'm concerned.
some of the students head straight to the computer lab to download their photos.
Within minutes, the stuff that was happening was really, really breathtaking. So now we're going to start layering and putting more elements in and playing with those, and we'll have a fairly cohesive body of work that will all say the same thing. It's all about pride. It's all about self-confidence and strength. You know, strengthen yourself and strengthen the community, and that seems to be coming out in the pictures already. I love this one. That's cool. I love that. That's awesome. Can you go up to image and go to adjust and go to auto levels? Let's see what it does. Oh, that's cool. Look at that.
So the outro.
The feast inspires some of the other students to add a native sound to their song.
Quite a lot. So
Yeah.
take a deep breath.
Take a deep breath.
Glenn sets up a makeshift recording studio.
So all the grades in the school are getting involved in the recording of the song, which is wonderful. The senior students, they're just about finished their projects. What I'll be doing tonight is taking a look at everything, making sure that the formats are good. The most important thing is that we get this stuff done so that we can present it in book form. That's a priority. So we're all working with each other. The schedule changes every 5 minutes because there's something that happens in the community that involves the entire community, including the school and including us. Funny enough, I'm not finding that a challenge at all. I'm kind of going with it. These are the hangers on.
That was beautiful. I think we got it. It's cool that everybody in the school is on the song. That's amazing.
When you bring out that artistic quality and creativity in the students that we can never get enough of, because they are so artistic. The students have really, really progressed. The leadership qualities I see in this, it didn't really materialize in the first year. It's taken 3 years. So on both parts, and this has been DAREarts, because when you leave, it continues.
Leslie, I'd like to present you with this award.
The youth of Webequie have opened themselves to their own possibilities. 4 students have flown to Toronto to receive DAREarts Leadership Awards to honor their accomplishments.
My goals of completing high school, continuing post-secondary.
The strength was always there. It is embedded in the teachings of their elders and the hearts of their families.
My parents are my role models. Their knowledge about traditional heritage, teachings, strengths.
It lives under their feet. The shy students we met 3 years ago have transformed themselves into storytellers, visionaries, teachers.
Through their workshop, I have become aware of the importance of making positive.
Some of them will join the DAREarts team going to other First Nations communities as mentors. 8 students graduated from high school this year. Some will leave home to continue their education. Others are starting their own businesses. The young ones are looking up to their brothers and sisters and asking, "When's it our turn?" Arts education with an Aboriginal point of reference is paramount to promote healing and well-being. Now, more than ever, the voices of these young people need to be heard. It's often said that this generation of First Nations is the one that is healing from the past 7 generations of loss, neglect, and betrayal. Perhaps now, the Webequie youth, with DAREarts, have helped remove some of the sadness that Bill Jacob and Bob Wabasse spoke of 3 years ago. These visits have shown that the arts can enable First Nations youth to find confidence, courage, and hope within themselves, to teach us to be our leaders, to leave a positive legacy for the next 7 generations. The students of Webequie have accomplished so much, But there is still much more to do. As the youth say, the important thing is to keep going. Don't stop.
Creator, I ask you to be my compass. Fill my hollow bones so I can stand strong.
It's all about taking chances. Don't stop, it's okay to fall. Yeah, we made it through. Don't be afraid, it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. Just stay strong. Keep your head high. It's when it's all right.